Hello, I'm Tom Wicknick. Welcome to the KZGN News.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake. This is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Well, I was on vacation last week and then came home with the flu, which I caught on vacation. A great way to spend half a vacation. Oh well, now on to the news. In catching up with the last week, a lot has happened. One major story from the California Highway Patrol is early April 8th, there was a terrible traffic collision on Route 395. 3 people were killed in the head-on collision. The accident took place in the early hours of the day. The location was close to Searle Station right on 395. Being reported is that 23-year-old Erica Grief of Reno, Nevada, the only occupant of her vehicle, was heading southbound on 395, driving a 2002 Volkswagen. And Burroughs Sr. Miranda Kiha was driving her 2006 Chevrolet Aveo with 4 people inside, were northbound. For yet to be undetermined reasons, the vehicles collided head-on. The Chevrolet rolled over after impact and stopped on its roof. The Volkswagen ended up off the roadway after the impact. Killed in the accident from the Volkswagen was the sole occupant and driver, Erica Grief. Killed from the Aveo were 18-year-old driver Miranda Kiha and passenger 19-year-old Taylor Leigh Marie Warren of Ridgecrest. The 2 survivors remain unnamed, but one was airlifted to the hospital and one was driven by ambulance. Highway 395 was closed for about 4 hours during the investigation. We'll provide more info when it becomes available. All of us at KZGN hold the survivors and accident family members in our thoughts and prayers. In news from the Ridgecrest Police Department, they're reporting that on April 2, 2015, the Ridgecrest Police Department conducted a compliance check on subjects who are in active parole, probation, or post-release community supervision living within the city of Ridgecrest and surrounding areas like Buttermilk Acres and Inyokern. The primary goal of the compliance check was to deter criminal activity in the Indian Wells Valley. The operation was comprised of approximately 40 law enforcement officers from the following agencies: Ridgecrest, Arvin, Bakersfield, Delano, McFarland, Shafter, and Taft Police Departments, along with the Kern County Probation Department and California State Parole. The Ridgecrest Police Department's PACT volunteers assisted in the operation by providing logistics support. During the operation, approximately 35 searches were conducted, resulting in 22 arrests for various violations. James Norton was arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia and felony violation. Justin Randall, Joe Stevens, and Kelly Selque, possession of controlled substance and felony probation violation. Cameron Rainwater, arrested for under the influence of controlled substance. Joseph Harker, possession of drug paraphernalia. Jessica Lett, driver's license suspended, revoked, stop sign violation. Alex Hill, possession of metal brass knuckles. Leland Carter, possession of drug paraphernalia. Sean Stewart was arrested for possession of controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Deshaun Green, arrested for possession of controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Felony parole hold also on him. Jesse Perez and Leopold Sanchez, manufacturer of controlled substance, possession of concentrated cannabis and possession of concentrated cannabis for sale. Lisa Tolliver, possession of controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Jessica Lish, under the influence of a controlled substance and willful cruelty to a child. James Baker, possession of controlled substance and outside agency misdemeanor warrant. Julie Perry, possession of narcotic controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Moses Mirabal, possession of controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. Joshua Watterson, possession of controlled substance. Justin Dunn, driving under the influence of drugs. Matthew Parent, possession of controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia, and felony purchase violation. The Ridgecrest Police Department would like to thank all the agencies for their participation in the operation. At last night's City Council meeting, the main topic was what position the City Council would take concerning the Kern County Land Use Management Plan proposal. After many meetings and workshops concerning the proposed plan, last night the Council once again took more public comment on the issue. The Mayor read a letter of support for the plan she had drafted for the full Council's consideration. Then she asked for Council inputs to the letter. Mayor Pro Tem Sanders concluded his comments that he was not sure he could support the plan as proposed. Vice Mayor Acton also joined in Sanders' comments and stated that the plan does not offer any other alternatives. Councilman Thomas declined comment until he heard from the people. Councilman Mower stated that, citing the previous comments that they've been discussing, this has been an issue for 40 years. It is time that we do something. The mayor then opened it up for public comment. There was not a lot of comment, but they were all almost in summary opposing the plan. Some, for different reasons, opposed it. One big concern voiced was the potential impact for future economic development. Ultimately, the council did not approve the support letter in a 2-3 vote, with 3 votes opposing. No one proposed officially opposing the plan, just that there would be no official support of the plan from the city. While this vote has no legal effect to the county, it is a statement. The city still feels something needs to be done, but the plan as proposed was not the right plan. The county supervisors will now take up the plan in 3 meetings. One meeting will be held right here in Ridgecrest. We will provide those dates as soon as they become available. In California Highway Patrol news, they are starting a Silence the Distractions program. April is Distracting Drivers Awareness Month. It is not worth it. To save lives and educate all Californians, especially young drivers, about the dangers of distracted driving, the California Office of Traffic Safety, California Highway Patrol, Impact Teen Drivers, and more than 200 law enforcement agencies statewide are working together on increased education and enforcement efforts for National Distracted Driving Awareness Month in April and California Teen Safe Driving Week, the first week of April. Driving takes one's full attention, and any distraction can have deadly, dangerous consequences, said Officer Lloyd of the Ridgecrest Police Department. Imagine driving 4 or 5 seconds while blindfolded. That can be the effect of looking down to send a text message. In the average time it takes to check a text message, less than 5 seconds, a car traveling 60 miles per hour will travel more than the length of a football field. Throughout the month of April, police, sheriff, and CHP will be focusing on educating the public about the dangers of distracted driving through local media interviews, visits to schools, and traffic safety presentations. In addition, 2 dates, April 1st and 15th, have been earmarked for special statewide high visibility enforcement days for all law enforcement agencies that are participating in the National Traffic Safety Campaign. The urge to read and answer an incoming message when we hear the text sound can be almost overwhelming. The Office of Traffic Safety is using the message of silence the distraction in new public service announcements aimed at getting drivers to turn off their phones while driving so they won't be tempted. No text, call, or social media update is worth a crash, said OTS Director Rhonda Kraft. With an average of less than a second to react to an urgent situation, drivers need to have all their attention on the roadway. While distracted driving can take on many forms and affects all road users, young drivers are at a greater risk. Teen drivers will focus on educating teens that their number one killer, reckless and distracted driving, is 100% preventable. People are realizing that everyday behaviors, such as texting or reaching for a dropped item, can be lethal when done behind the wheel. Kelly Browning, PhD, Executive Director of Impact Teen Drivers, said, "Each of us must drive responsibly, keeping full attention to the task at hand, driving. If you have teenagers in your family who are driving, make sure they understand the laws and what their responsibilities are as well." Officer Lloyd added, "The collective goal with this month-long campaign is to change the behavior of all drivers. That change begins with education." Stay tuned for Burroughs Bits and this week's Talking Points editorial when we come back.
From the Burroughs High School TV studio, I'm Lindsay Hill with the Burroughs Video Bits for Thursday, April 16th, 2015. Here's a quick look at how the athletes of the school are doing from the Burroughs Athletics website. Showcase is happening this Friday only. It's free and in the pack at lunch. Come see talented students showcasing their singing and dancing this Friday at lunch. Show your borough's pride by dressing up for the Paint the Campus Purple Day this Friday to support our very own Relay for Life event, which will be held this Friday night in the gym. Relay for Life is coming up on April 17th, this Friday. It will be held in the gym all day for teams and individuals to participate, and if you also raise at least $100, you get to stay and play games and watch movies all night long. See Mrs. Rosenberg in the Counseling Center and go to the Relay for Life website for more information. The dodgeball tournament's deadline has been extended for one more week. Grab a team and sign up now in D28 at lunch. Don't miss out, this is your last chance to participate in the 2015 8th Annual Dodgeball Tournament. Prom is right around the corner on April 25th. This formal dance is for juniors and seniors, or guests for juniors and seniors. If you're planning on taking someone who is not a Burroughs student, you need to fill out a guest permission form. You can find them in the Sherman Shack or in the front office. They are due by Tuesday, April 21st. Drumline performs their Ridgecrest show on Wednesday, April 29th at 6 p.m. in the gym. Admission is free, so come see our award-winning Drumline as they play original music by Michael Hannafin and Sam Kelly, as well as they marching their drill on the basketball court-covered floor. Did you know that Burroughs' class schedule is different for the next couple of weeks? If you're a student, make sure to go to all of your correct classes. Remember, Burroughs don't burrow. Have an extraordinary rest of the week. For the Burroughs High School TV broadcast of Ridgecrest, California, this is Lindsay Hill.
In a consumer alert from the Kern County Fire Department, they want to alert the public of a scam. A company calling itself RMZ Fire and Safety, located at 310 North Indian Hill Boulevard, 316 Claremont, California, 91711, is sending invoices to businesses for annually state-required fire safety inspection tests and certification. This company is requiring payment of $413.11. These imposters have been using deceptive methods to convince businesses to pay for a service that was not performed. Watch out for these letters in the mail from this company, and if you have received any invoices, please do the following. Contact your local fire department. Do not pay any portion of the bill. Contact your local U.S. Postal Service. The Kern County Fire Department does not endorse these methods of inspections. We want your business and your employees and your clients safely protected from fire. The Kern County Fire Department does perform an annual fire inspection, which includes looking at your business and fire suppression systems and portable extinguishers. If you receive any invoices or you have any questions, please contact Kern County Fire Department 661-391-7080. In news from the California Highway Patrol, they are announcing a focus on speed enforcement project. Reducing motorist speed and enhancing public safety on our highways is a major concern for the California Highway Patrol. Through public awareness and focused enforcement efforts, the CHP hopes to increase the safety of monitoring the public, and the Mojave Area CHP office will be conducting saturation enforcement on April 17, 2015, in the eastern portion of the Kern County. The increased enforcement aims to help drivers recognize the presence of law enforcement and reduce the number of traffic collisions and vehicle code violations. Speed limits exist for a reason, states Mojave CHP commander. Excessive speed consistently causes an extremely large share of collisions, resulting in lives lost. The Mojave Area CHP urges drivers to slow down, reduce distractions, and drive safely. The mission of the California Highway Patrol is to provide the highest level of safety, service, and security to people of California. Now it's time for the 34th KZGN News Talking Points editorial. The topic of today's editorial is, did the council do the right thing last night in not offering support for the Kern County Land Use Management Plan? Well, this is not really going to be a long editorial. There are two opposing sides to the water overdraft issue we have in the valley. Here's what most everyone agrees to. First, everyone agrees that many wells are dropping at an alarming rate. Second, everyone agrees water conservation is everyone's responsibility. And third, we have been talking about doing something for years, and we still are not doing much. What the county proposed did not do anything to correct the problem. It was mainly a use of zoning law to try and restrict the future use of currently undeveloped land. Supporters of the plan argued, well, it's not perfect, but at least it does something. We cannot continue to do nothing. Many people suggested we slow down and take a better look at the problem and get more suggested solutions. Everyone also agreed that a lot of studies have been done, but most agree more studies need to be done as well. The city not taking a position of support is telling them that they did not agree with the county plan as proposed. I don't know what is next, but it will surely fall under the new state-established requirement that all overdraft areas will need to set up governing water use boards by 2017 to correct overdraft problems. And if we don't do it ourselves, the state will come in and dictate to us what we will do in the future. In conclusion, the city inaction is really not a big deal, but leaving the issue unresolved and letting the state come in and take over is not good. Maybe we do need to slow down a little and get the involved boards to work closer together for a more comprehensive approach. I'm Tom Wicknick, and that's what I think. If you have any comments about this editorial or would like to discuss or recommend a topic, I'd like to hear from you. Please email them to info@kzgn.net. Now stay tuned for sports and weather when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. And now here's the weather with Keith.
Thank you, Tom. Hope you feel better soon. Regionally, the National Weather Service Storm Prediction Center is forecasting enhanced risk of severe thunderstorms Thursday evening across parts of the central and southern plains, from the extreme southeastern Colorado and southwestern Kansas, across the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles and into north central Texas. There is a slight risk of severe thunderstorms surrounding the enhanced risk area, from western Kansas and eastern Colorado to the Texas Gulf Coast. Temperatures across the region: East Coast has been averaging in the low 50s to upper 60s. The central states averaging between low 50s to 70s. On our West Coast, we are averaging the upper 60s to the mid 70s. For us in the IWV, tonight, clear with a low around 50, calm wind. Friday, sunny with a high near 83, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Friday night, clear with a low around 52, southwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 87, north-northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 54, southwest wind 5 miles per hour. Sunday will be sunny with a high near 87, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, clear with a low around 54, west wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Monday, sunny with a high near 86, northwest wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your temperatures for the IWV. And back to Tom.
Thank you, Keith. And now the sports with Tom Hecht.
And a pleasant Thursday afternoon to everybody. Well, NBA fans, you finally got what you've been waiting for. Saturday starts the playoffs. There'll be some great games. Let's take a look on how the East is going to go down. The Brooklyn Nets, they won last night. They beat a poor Orlando team in Brooklyn. They are now the number 8 team. They'll play against the Hawks, who haven't been playing that well, but the best record in the East by far. The Hawks had a great season under second-year coach Mike Budenholzer. All right, the number 7 Celtics play the number 2 Cavaliers. The number 6 Bucks play the number 3 Bulls. The Bulls had a good win last night at home. They defeated the Hawks at home last night. And the number 5 Washington will take on number 4 Toronto. Now, the top 4 teams get home court advantage in the best-of-7 series. Let's take a look at the West. The Pelicans of New Orleans slipped in. They won on the road last night. They defeated San Antonio in San Antonio. They will take on number 1 Golden State. Now, number 7 will be Dallas. The Mavericks will take on number 2 the Houston Rockets. Number 6 the Spurs. If the Spurs win last night, they end up as a 4 team. But since they lost, they end up at 6. The Clippers, who were 4 at the start of the week, now, or rather at 5 at the start of the week, end up as 3. The Clippers have won 3 straight. Then the Blazers will take on the Grizzlies. The Blazers 4, the Grizzlies 5. There's going to be some very good games in that Western Division playoff. All right, last night the Celtics, the Bulls, Houston, and the Pistons all get wins on the last regular season night. The Indiana Pacers, the team I hoped that would sneak in and take on Atlanta, they didn't do so well last night. They lost in Memphis. They had won 6 games in a row, starting to make a move, but didn't quite get in. All right, let's take a look at baseball last night. The Nationals win again. They beat the Red Sox. The Royals lose their first game. They lose to the Twins up in Minneapolis 3-1. The Marlins win again. They've won 3 straight. They beat the Braves. The Orioles over the Yankees. Indians over the White Sox. Detroit beats Pittsburgh. They're now 7 wins and 1 loss. The Dodgers win at home on Jackie Robinson night. The Angels beat the Rangers 10-2 in Arlington. The Angels now 4-5 overall. The Tigers' Justin Verlander, the Cy Young winner from 2 years ago, is still out. He started to throw some bullpen, which basically is controlled number of pitches that they will do in practice, and he was getting arm tenderness, which is not good. All right, the A's lose to Houston last night, and that's where the Angels are headed this weekend to play against the Astros 3 games. All right, tomorrow on Friday we'll have the results of the 5th grade basketball league. We'll talk about Burroughs baseball, also softball from Burroughs High School. That's your sports for this Thursday afternoon. Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's the news for us today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only community TV station.